Hello there, welcome to Crime Prevention Works. I'm Tessie Ajala. On Crime Prevention Works, we believe that crime prevention should be a collective act of responsibility. Everyone's business. It takes a village, people. It takes a village to keep you and I safe. It takes a village to keep us safe. It takes a willingness to work collaboratively with law enforcement to keep us safe, people. That's our mission in this show. This show is to get you to work together with the good guys in law enforcement. And this is because there's a lot of evil people out there, people trying to hurt us because of what we believe, our values, freedom, liberty, and justice for all. We encourage you all to keep your eyes open. Let's do the right thing. Speak up. We all live in the United States because this land is a beacon of hope for the oppressed. And we stand by her and we will protect our communities by working together. Yes, we will, and sure we can. We talk about a lot of issues in this show. We talk about internet and cyber crime, hate crime, domestic violence, drugs and alcohol, youth radicalism, human trafficking, otherwise known as modern-day slavery, child molestation, gun violence, and so on and so forth. I've been producing crime prevention works in public access television since 2004, and this show is designed to utilize television to showcase crime prevention professionals in our communities, law enforcement agencies, all in an attempt to create more awareness and to keep our communities safer than ever before. Many local law enforcement agencies do remarkable work by responding to, resolving, and by prosecuting crime and criminals. This show is designed to showcase these individuals. We're creating awareness and we're providing prevention tips. Tips to law enforcement to intercept and to prevent crime before they occur. We support a national ban on assault weapons, people. Weapons on our streets and in our schools, crazy, and we favor universal background checks. Enough of the violence and craziness, people. Thank you for your advocacy on this issue, Piers Morgan, CNN. My only advice to you is don't invite people onto your show and call them stupid because they are grounded in their ridiculous claim that more guns will save more lives. I know it's crazy, isn't it? Just kidding, Piers. Love your show. Gun violence is another topic on this show another time. But today's episode on crime prevention work is titled Working with FBI to Keep Us Safe. Though we have had many FBI agents on this show in the past, we will be featuring the remarkable effort of an outstanding community member. She has chosen to work closely with community stakeholders, law enforcement, and the government in the interest of our safety. And we must all emulate her advocacy. Our guest is Humera Khan, the Executive Director of Humera Khan, a member of the FBI Citizens Academy Alumni Association at the Washington Field Office, and the recipient of the FBI Director's 2012 Community Leaders Award. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here. I actually came to the US when I was 16 to start university. I got my first 2 bachelor's and master's degrees from MIT. I actually went back later for another master's from a seminary, but we won't go there. And then I did what everyone else does when they get out of school. I did consulting. I spent a few years in doing that, and that's when I realized that helping the rich get richer was not my cup of tea. So I ended up joining a think tank and really started focusing on how do you do anticipation, how do you do scenario planning? Because we can't actually predict the future, right? But we have to be able to anticipate it enough that we can start to plan around it.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yep.
And so that's where that's how I got involved in the world of national security, to just develop new methods for doing threat anticipation.
And by doing that, you received the FBI Director's DCLA for 2012.
No.
Community Leaders Award. How does it feel to be a recipient of the FBI Community Leaders Award?
It's exciting, grateful for sure.
I bet it comes with like $2 million.
That would be nice, but no, it doesn't. It's going to come with a handshake and a photo shoot, photo op. No, but actually the award itself is for the work I'm doing.
Well, that's your mission. That's awesome. Now, can we talk about some of Muflihun's milestone achievements? Let's talk about some of your achievements as a nonprofit agency. What are some of the things you have achieved that helps to make us safe?
Okay. Well, I already mentioned the internet safety program, right? That was it. Other than that, we also help organize joint sessions and trainings for the communities with different agencies. So we've had sessions on recognizing hate and bias crimes. We've talked about bullying for the youth.
I'm sorry to interrupt. If you go back, that photo right there, was that photo with the president of Somalia over there? Can you show that photo again? Yeah, well, can you tell them what's going on over there?
We were actually talking about Shabab and radicalization and what
is this Shabab or Al-Shabaab?
Al-Shabaab.
That's a terrorist group in Somalia, right?
Yes, yes.
So what does the president of Somalia got to say about that?
Well, we were discussing what they consider to be the main factors for recruiting, but also what can we do around de-radicalizing and how can you do interventions to try and pull them back. And so that is, we were having a session.
So what has it got to say about some of the American kids going back and forth?
It's usually not back and forth. If they go, they're
kids.
usually dead. They're usually not coming back alive. Actually, that is a major concern for both their government and ours. Because of the role of ideology and how do you actually bring them back. And that's something where we're working and we're talking to several organizations specifically on how can you help that particular diaspora community.
Yeah. Well, I have worked with a lot of Somalis over the years, and we've done crime prevention work across the country. I was acting director of the National Crime Prevention Council for a program called Outreach to New Americans. And I know a lot of very good Somali kids and adults as well who are very, very conscious of crime issues, and they're doing their best to make sure that the kids do not get absorbed in all of the toxic narratives of the terrorists and all that good stuff. What's your experience in that area? Do you work? Are you originally? Where are you from? Originally?
Originally from Pakistan.
I see.
We have done some work with the Somali community based out of Minneapolis. And in there, we actually did training for the imams. And the idea was that training the imams so that they have an understanding on how the youth are being pulled towards this ideology. And once they are better equipped, they are actually able to help protect their own communities.
So tell me, for the viewers watching at home right now, what do we watch out for? Some of these kids, what are some of the signs that we see in some of these kids that we can report to law enforcement so that they can do something?
Okay, well, before we get to law enforcement, the things which you start to see around kids who are being pulled towards radicalization are actually very similar to the indicators that you see when kids are going towards drugs or gangs. Very similar indicators at the beginning. So if you can actually catch it when at that stage having a community intervention where you can have mentors, youth counselors, youth directors, imams, parents intervening, that is actually more effective so that it never gets to the stage where they are going to go down a criminal path. So that's the first step. So really the most important thing is if you see someone in need of help, help them. Don't ignore it. Don't think it's going to go away. Actually make sure you reach out and help them. And there is a lot of community resources around it. Now, if you know that a person is engaging in criminal activities, right? Doesn't matter what community we're talking about. At that stage, it is important to definitely tell law enforcement. And we have actually had cases in our area too. We had one case where an individual showed up at a mosque with a gun. We've had cases where people have come to the mosque looking for guns. Now, if you think about the shooting at the Gurdwara, right? I mean, these things are really scary.
Yes.
And that's a place where if you know of anyone who's engaging in criminal activity, you need to reach out to to law enforcement.
Exactly.
Just immediately.
And I'm glad to hear you talking about this now, to to let our community members know that the fact that some of us are Muslims doesn't mean we condone any of this behavior in any way, shape, or form. Coming to the mosque, that's not where you look for guns. You go to pray in the mosque, right?
Yes.
So it's crazy if people come to the mosque to ask for guns or anything like that. We should turn them over to law enforcement, right?
Yes, for sure, for sure.
Absolutely. Yes, it's a two-way street, people. We need to reach out to law enforcement so they can reach out to us more effectively to continue to keep our communities safe. Let's talk a little bit about your opinion about Muslim communities and law enforcement. We've had a lot of strained relationships between those two communities in the past, of course, after 9/11. But, past FBI directors like Mr. Mick Jenkins did wonderful work trying to reach out to the Muslim community and to a lot of other ethnic communities as well. In your opinion, what's the state of affairs in that department?
It's a work in progress.
Yeah.
And we have actually come a long way from where we started. And I think that's important to note, that both sides are actually putting in the effort in terms of whether it's not just about having the photo ops and the sessions where everyone sees each other but don't really engage. What's really important is now the relationship, especially in our area, has moved forward, and it actually does include talking about meaningful issues. And so when there is issues, we can reach out to them, and they also reach out to us. So for example, when the training issues happen, we know, if you remember, there was we had a meeting for AMSAC, which is the group which the FBI has, which is the Arab Muslim Sikh Advisory Committee, right? And you are also a part of it.
Yes.
And so they use that mechanism to actually reach out to the community in terms of what is happening.
Yeah.
So, well, I would encourage the community, everyone who's watching, all the viewers, reach out. If you know anyone who needs help, you see anyone in trouble, reach out, help them, and make sure that if you see criminal activities, please report it. It is important to keep all of us safe, and we are all in this together.
Yes, indeed. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Tessie.
For coming on to the show. Would you like to come back?
Sure.
I would love to have you back.
Thank you very much,
Yes,
Tessie.
thank you for coming on the show. It takes a village, people. It takes you and I. As a strategic way of creating more awareness, we invite you to join us next time. We will continue, and we must continue, to talk and engage ourselves, create more awareness, and continue to work with the good guys to keep our countries and America safe. Thanks for watching. So long.